On December 1st, the Supreme Court will hear a case that poses a direct challenge to Roe v. Wade. It regards a law out of Mississippi, and their decision could dramatically change access to abortion across the country. To talk about the current rules in Mississippi, the state of access to abortion in that region, and what might be to come, I'm joined by Ashley Coffield. She is president and CEO of Planned Parenthood of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Ashley, thank you for your time today. And can you tell us currently what is the rule around abortion in Mississippi? Who's able to access it?
Today, abortion is legal in the state of Mississippi. There is one provider in Jackson, Mississippi, and abortion is available. The law that passed in Mississippi and that's being challenged and before the Supreme Court on December 1st is a ban at 15 weeks gestational age. That would limit abortion in Mississippi far beyond what is constitutional and allowed by Roe v. Wade.
And so that's not currently active, that 15
That's not
ban.
currently active. Just like other bans on abortion across the country that have been passed by states, they are unconstitutional. They have been stopped by federal courts because they violate Roe v. Wade and our constitutional rights. So abortion is safe and legal, even in states like Mississippi and Tennessee that have passed laws banning abortion. It remains safe and legal and available for patients.
The reality is that the court will now decide whether that should be the new constitutional rule in America. We're just not there yet.
We're not there, but we're really close, Jessica. We are so close. They're going to hear this on December 1st, and they could make a decision by the spring. And the reality is that it won't just affect Mississippi. It will impact states across the country that have already passed abortion bans, like the Mississippi 15-week ban, or maybe even at earlier gestational ages. In Mississippi, we have abortion bans on the books that are not the law right now. Abortion is legal in Tennessee and available, but it's on the books. So if the Supreme Court gives states more leeway to ban abortion, they'll do it, and they will do it quickly. So this could have far-reaching consequences.
So it sounds like one of the things you're suggesting is that there are some states that are inclined to ban abortion. And if the Supreme Court would uphold this Mississippi law, we could see a whole slew of states putting severe limits on access to abortion and creating sort of a patchwork across the country.
Absolutely. There will be states that take it absolutely as far as the Supreme Court will allow them to go, and they will do it quickly. They will do it immediately. First of all, the laws are already on the books. They're unconstitutional and they're not being, enforced right now. But so it's already there. They're able to do it already. And so we will see a real patchwork of what's legal and what's not for abortion across the country. We already have a patchwork across the country of abortion restrictions that make it very, very difficult for women in many states to obtain what is their constitutional right already.
And of course, that favors wealthy women who could travel to another state, afford to take time off of work to get to a state that gives them access if their
Absolutely.
state doesn't. Since you're in Tennessee, I'm curious, are you already seeing the impact? Because you mentioned that there's only one abortion clinic in the state of Mississippi, that there must be more need than there's availability. Do you see in Tennessee overflow, for lack of a better word?
We're, in Tennessee, we get patients from states all around us. Tennessee is this long, skinny state that touches a lot of states, and all the states around us have many restrictions on abortion access. And other states around us have a lot of rural populations that need to travel to metropolitan areas, to access abortion services. So in Tennessee, we're very accustomed to serving a lot of folks from Mississippi, Alabama, and other states. But we have a lot of restrictions in Tennessee on abortion access. We have a 48-hour waiting period where patients are required to see a physician in person 48 hours before they're allowed to get an abortion, and the physician has to read a script to them and do some other things like an ultrasound with certain requirements around the ultrasound. And it's costly, to have to see a physician twice. It costs, we have to find physicians to do both of those visits. Some of those costs, unfortunately, have to be passed on to the patient. Medicaid doesn't cover abortion services in states like Tennessee. Affordable Care Act plans aren't allowed to cover abortion in places like Tennessee. Telemedicine for abortion is not allowed in places like Tennessee. So there's many, many restrictions and things that add costs and barriers to the patients.
And we could see more costs and barriers added by this time next year.
It's absolutely a possibility.
Finally, what would you like people to know about sort of the magnitude of what the Supreme Court could decide?
The magnitude is it's beyond comprehension. They could roll back 50 years of rights in this country that we've come to expect. We live our lives according to these rights. People across the country just expect that it is their right to control their bodies, to make decisions about their own lives, and they could take that away so quickly with this case. It's the fact that they took the case to begin with, that they would even question that whether this ban from Mississippi was constitutional or not, is very disturbing.
Well, I'm really grateful for your time and for your willingness to share your knowledge and experience there. Thank you, Ashley Coffield.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica Yellin. If you like this video, please click subscribe, and you can click the bell to get notifications when we post new content. Thanks for watching.